Hello Year 4s and welcome to your next flipped classroom video. In this video, we are going to be learning a little bit more about a new inventor, and this is the information that you are going to use when you are innovating when we are innovating our text map. And obviously when we innovate our text map, we use information that we know to change it and change the topic. So we are still staying with inventors and we are still looking at biographies, but we're going to be innovating our biography to one about another inventor called Alexander Graham Bell. So in today's video, you are going to learn a little bit more about Alexander Graham Bell and what he did and what he invented. You will use this information when we are innovating our text map together. You're going to use this information to help put some facts about Alexander Graham Bell into your biography. Remember, it is important that we include facts in our biography. It's also important that we include dates and we try and write all our information in chronological order. So try pay attention when I'm reading this information to you. Try pay attention to the dates and in what order everything's happening. And hopefully this will help you when we are innovating our text map. Right, as mentioned before, our innovation is going to be about Alexander Graham Bell. You may have heard of him before, so I want you to pause for a minute and think, where have I heard of him before and what did he invent? Is it something we still use today? Right, Alexander Graham Bell was another inventor from the United Kingdom. He was born on March 1847 in Edinburgh, Scotland. He had two brothers, Melville James Bell and Edward Charles Bell. Bell's father's name was Alexander Melville Bell, and he was a phonician, which is a scientist who studies speech sounds and how they are made and how they are transmitted. His mother was Eliza Grace Bell, and she was an accomplished pianist. So she played the piano. The interesting thing about Alexander Graham Bell's mother was that she was deaf. When he was little, he and his father worked on the mechanics of speech. His father used an idea called visible speech, which helped deaf children speak and to listen. In 1871, Bell traveled to Boston in America to train teachers at the School for the Deaf. In 1872, he opened his own school for the deaf. His first class had around 30 pupils, and his pupils included Helen Keller, who became the first deaf and blind person to earn a university degree. He decided he wanted to find a way to make speech and sound travel. In 1874, he began working with Thomas Watson, a skilled electrician. Together, they continued experimenting and developing a way to transmit speech. At the same time, though, a man called Antonio At the same time, a man called Antonio Meucci had the same idea. Both of them raced to try and invent it in time. Because remember that if you invent something, you want to be the first person to invent it. So they raced against each other to do this, to work out how to, like we said in the previous one, transmit speech. On the 10th of March, 1876, Bell and Watson were working in separate rooms. Bell made the first ever telephone call saying, "Mr. Watson, come here, I want to see you." As the telephone became more and more important, so Alexander Graham Bell became more and more famous. He received many awards, medals, and honors for his inventions. He set up a center for study and research into deafness, which is still active today in Washington. Bell died in 1922 at the age of 75. After his funeral, every telephone on the continent of North America was silenced as a mark of respect for him. So, what I would like you to do with this video that we've just been through is try and remember some of the information, even if you have to play the video again. Remember some of the information that we've learned and see if you can recall it when we are innovating our text map in a few days. It's important that you look at the dates that are being used and the order of events so that when we are innovating, we can innovate chronologically of what happened first and then what happened and then what happened. So if you need to play the video again, going through the information, you can also do a bit of research about Alexander Graham Bell yourself.